Welcome, fellow content creators. Catherine Gillette here, creator of the Hero Method, and I'm going to be looking at some web content again today. And as always, I'm not here to promote or critique the solution or the company, just using it as an example to help illustrate the do's and don'ts of creating compelling content. So let's get started and see what we see. We are looking at HubSpot, which is a customer contact solution. It's an email service provider. And let's see what we see here. So we have the headline, Grow Better with HubSpot. And we have an illustration here with stuff. And I'm going to start with the do's. I always like to start with the do's to say, here's what I like about the site, but I'm honestly not loving what I see. What is HubSpot? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Popular features, popular features. Uh-oh. Some of you are going to know how I'm going to be reacting to that. HubSpot CMO on how AI will revolutionize. Oh boy. Not loving, not so much do's. Okay, so let's head right into the don'ts. Yeah, don't. It's this interesting thing. You're obviously people are here to learn about your solution. That's why they're here. That's why they're at a website. But it's really important to not talk about your solution in terms of your solution. It's important to talk about your solution in terms of what your audience is wanting and needing and yearning for. So growing better with HubSpot. Like, I know it's HubSpot. I'm at HubSpot. I'm at the website here. Really make sure you're talking to your audience. Otherwise, it's kind of like you go to a party and somebody's always talking about themselves. They're talking about all their accomplishments and what they are. And hey, my last name is this, and I come from this particular lineage or whatever. The first thing you're doing is trying to find a way to extricate yourself from the conversation, go somewhere else. So this is what happens when we talk too much about us and our solution and what we got and all our really great widgets that we are personally so proud of, or as an organization so proud of, but it doesn't matter to your audience. What matters is how you can help them get where they want to go. So that's where this is the don't here, is this can be a much more powerful connecting headline. This is the first thing people are going to read. Really important that it be connecting to your audience. Then we have the demo. Get a demo and then get started free. So get a demo. Okay, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. So this whole, the response thing, I'll talk about this in a minute in my recommendations. Then we go to what is HubSpot. Yeah, right? Same thing. No, this is a headline. This is a highly read part of the site. People scan. They're going to be scanning your site. They're going to be stopping at the headlines. So you want your headlines to be meaningful to your audience. So what is HubSpot is really pretty much, it's redundant. That's why I'm at your website. I want to know what HubSpot is about, right? It's really wasting that real estate. There's all kinds of wonderful things you could be saying that will be connecting with your audience instead of that. Then, if you've been with me before, you know how it's features. This is not, no. You don't connect with people about your features. You connect with people about how you help them get where they want to go. You can totally talk about your features deeper into your site, but the home page is where you're connecting with your audience, making that as quick and as deep a connection as you possibly can. And this isn't doing it. The facts and features do not connect your audience to you. It's that emotional connection that says to them, we understand you and what your needs are, and we're here to help you get where you want to go. So here's HubSpot CMO on how AI will No, don't care. This is not important for building that relationship. This is, okay, so so those are my don'ts. I'm going to head right into my recommendations. But actually, before I do, quick reminder to hit those like and subscribe and follow buttons, because that's the best way to support me. And I thank you for that. So, okay, so let's do the recommendations. This really depends on who you want your website to be connecting with. I'm going to go up to the top again here and go back to this, the get a demo, get started free. If you click get a demo, let's see what happens, because I have a feeling they're going to be asking a lot of information. Yeah. So they're really wanting to, they're going to be sending this information to the sales department, and they're going to be contacting you if you fill this out. So this is asking a lot, and that may be perfectly fine if that's really all you want, is folks who are really super interested and they've already done the research and they really want to check you out. In other words, you're wanting the site to not invite looky-loos in, that your sales folks want only highly qualified contacts to deal with. Okay, that's fine. Problem is, most businesses are small businesses and they're not sophisticated users, and so this site is really connecting with sophisticated users as far as the content that's here. And the thing that's interesting, I'd actually done some research before coming here. This Get Started Free button starts the account, which is still a big ask, because moving to another mailing system or creating a new mailing system is a lot of work. It's a lot of work versus a kind of somehow a free trial, some kind of checking it out. And this free version is actually a perfect version for small businesses, and it's free forever. So if you wanted in your website, if you wanted pure response, get the most response possible, then you would want to write content that's going to be connecting with these folks. And so it might even be, here's this demo option for more sophisticated users, and here's this free version, get started for free for smaller businesses, because this version is a truncated version of their bigger version. So this would lead you to the bigger version, this would lead you to the more truncated version that's free forever, and eventually those folks hopefully will grow their business so that then they're upgrading to the bigger solution or bigger versions, as they grow. So it really depends on your strategy. It depends on your strategy and what you consider, what's the response that you want. Do you want volume, or do you want a particular kind of audience that's going to be kind of basically pre-qualified? However, there's still these rules. It doesn't matter whether it's sophisticated or unsophisticated. You want to be talking to your audience about what they're wanting and needing and yearning for, and they're not doing that for either of those audiences. And an example is this illustration is, again, you want any illustration, any photograph needs to be obvious what you're talking about. I don't know what this means. Your weekly activity, I don't know what that means. I don't know what services breakdown means. I don't know what this, contacts actions, I don't know what this means. You could kind of spend some time figuring it out, but don't do that. Put something in it, even just a smiling face, just a smiling human face versus, I don't know what's going on. Even a little bit of confusion is not good for response. Again, this is, the recommendation is change this to something that's meaningful to your audience. And again, if you want to attract both audiences, more sophisticated and more beginners, you could do that. You could have a version where this is the thing, the message takes you in to information that talks to your needs as a more sophisticated user, and this is a button that can take you in to dive into the solution and on talking in terms that are more meaningful to less sophisticated users. Doesn't matter who the audience is, sophisticated, not sophisticated. Features are not the thing to be connecting with them about here. Either one, this isn't important, take that out. And this one, if you're a sophisticated user, this is going to be meaningful, right? You got 150 users groups. Users groups are groups of folks who get together because they just love geeking out about given solutions. So if HubSpot has 150 plus user groups, that's a lot of groups of folks, geeking out. And if I'm a more sophisticated user, that's going to be impressive to me. The 483K here, plus certified professionals in the academy. If I'm a sophisticated user, that's going to be impressive to me. So again, it depends on who it is they're wanting to connect with. And they may be leaving money on the table if they want to be connecting. Well, I think they're leaving money on the table if they're regardless, because they're not really connecting to either audience. They're talking about their features and their HubSpot, rather than what the audience is really wanting and needing and yearning for. So I think they're leaving money on the table in terms of response and engagement right there. And of course, that's going to affect the longevity of the relationship. So those are my recommendations. I hope they were helpful to you. I hope this was interesting to you. And so that's it for today. And until next time, keep saying yes to the adventure.